Bringing Up Bates star Lydia Bates has been living her best life with her growing family in the U.S. The 26-year-old is currently expecting her second child with Trace, which is also their rainbow baby. The married couple suffered from a heartbreaking miscarriage last year. Many fans are glad that the two were blessed with another child. But aside from her upcoming child, Lydia is becoming a hot topic due to a possible immigration problem. Keep reading to see the discussion. Bringing Up Bates. How's Lydia Bates today? Lydia has been sharing her pregnancy journey on social media. The Bringing Up Bates star has yet to share the gender of her upcoming second child with Trace. But earlier this month, some Redditors noticed that Trace may have accidentally leaked it during Gil's birthday party, where he said they're having a girl, and that it is due in summer. Lydia also entered 2025 with positivity. However, some Reddit users think she and her family are starting to worry following U.S. President Donald Trump's actions regarding immigrants. Will Lydia and family be hit with immigration problems again? Some Redditors react to Kelly Jo's post from September 2023, asking fans for prayers for Lydia and her family. The Bringing Up Bates star later asked fans to sign a petition to help Lydia and her family stay in the U.S. This comes after the U.S. Board of Immigration Appeals overturned the family's asylum status. Kelly Jo explained, even though they do not have citizenship status, the Romikes have legally and peacefully lived in the U.S., checking in periodically with immigration agents. Kelly Jo Bates continued sharing all the positive traits of the Romike family and why they deserve to be in the U.S. However, some Reddit users think history may repeat itself, and things could get more complicated for Lydia and her family today. Trace and Lydia have yet to share their opinions regarding the topic. But several commenters think Lydia wouldn't want to return to her home country because homeschooling is illegal there. Bringing Up Bates. What is Lydia Bates' job in the U.S.? Last year, Lydia revealed that she's slowly getting herself back into photography after giving birth to Riker. The Bringing Up Bates star added that she was only doing small events. Aside from photography, Lydia also hustles online as a social media influencer and a YouTube vlogger. Her husband, Trace, currently runs his own construction company, Bates Construction, in Knoxville, Tennessee. The Bringing Up Bates family has seen weddings, babies, and the everyday chaos that comes with raising 19 children. But now one of the younger members, Lydia Bates Romike, may be quietly facing an international dilemma far more serious than a dress color debate or a sisterly feud. After marrying her German-born husband, Trace Bates, and settling into newlywed life, Lydia has found herself navigating not only marriage, but the complicated world of immigration laws. And if family history is any clue, trouble could be looming once again. Could Lydia and the Romike family be at risk of another immigration crisis? Fans and legal experts alike are starting to wonder. A love story spanning borders. Lydia Bates, née Romike, first caught the attention of Bringing Up Bates fans through her sweet, soft-spoken demeanor and her budding romance with Trace, the cowboy of the Bates family. Their courtship was picture-perfect: beach sunsets, church dates, and plenty of chaperoned visits, all leading to a fairy tale wedding in October 2022. But behind the lace veil and floral arrangements was a story much bigger than reality TV romance. Lydia and her family's roots trace back to Germany, where the Romikes fled nearly 2 decades ago in search of religious freedom. What many newer fans of the show may not realize is that the Romikes' presence in the United States has always been precarious. And that might be about to matter again, in a very real way. The Romike family's immigration battle. To understand what Lydia could be facing now, it's important to rewind to 2008. The Romikes, devout Christians from Germany, made headlines around the world when they fled their home country after being fined by the German government for homeschooling their children, a practice largely outlawed in Germany. Upon arriving in the United States, they applied for asylum, claiming religious persecution. Initially, a judge granted their request, but the U.S. government appealed. After a years-long legal roller coaster, the Obama administration ultimately denied their asylum bid, and it seemed deportation was imminent. However, after intense public and political pressure, including statements from then-Congressman Marsha Blackburn, the Department of Homeland Security granted the Romics indefinite deferred action. It was a sigh of relief at the time, but indefinite didn't necessarily mean permanent. That deferred status has no path to citizenship and no guarantee of renewal. Lydia's marriage, protection or complication? Now that Lydia is married to Trace Bates, a U.S. citizen, many fans assumed she would automatically receive legal protection through marriage. But immigration law is rarely that simple. According to immigration attorney Delia Mendez, Lydia's case may still be in limbo. Marriage to a U.S. citizen can make someone eligible to adjust their status, Mendez explains, but if the person entered the country under deferred action, and particularly if their original asylum case was denied, the process becomes extremely complicated. In simpler terms, Lydia's marriage could help, but it's not a guaranteed ticket to permanent residency or citizenship. And with the political tides shifting in the U.S., deferred action programs are under growing scrutiny. Fans are now asking, if Lydia's parents and siblings are still on shaky ground, could she and Trace be forced into legal limbo too? Clues in the quiet. In recent months, followers of the Bates family have noticed that Lydia has kept a much lower online profile than other Bates wives. While many of the Bates daughters-in-law share baby updates, home tours, and brand partnerships, Lydia's content has been conspicuously soft: devotional quotes, nature photos, and snapshots of her husband training horses. One fan asked on Instagram, "Lydia, are you and Trace planning to travel soon?" Her response was telling: "We're staying put for now, just soaking up every moment of being together." Some fans believe that staying put may not be a lifestyle choice, but a legal one. If Lydia's immigration status is unresolved, international travel could be impossible or risky. Leaving the country without proper documentation could trigger a ban on re-entry. Adding to the concern, rumors have circulated in Bates fan forums that the Romic family may soon be required to appear in immigration court again. If that happens, and their deferred action is rescinded, it could send shockwaves through the entire family. What about the next generation? Lydia's siblings, many of whom were minors when they arrived in the U.S., are now young adults. Some are married, some are in college, and others, like Lydia, are already building families of their own. Their futures could be thrown into chaos if immigration protections are rolled back. "It's like living with a ticking clock," says one anonymous source close to the Romic family. "They love this country. They pay taxes, contribute, and follow the law. But there's always a fear that someone could knock on the door with bad news." Trace and Lydia have not publicly addressed the rumors. The Bates family has historically avoided controversial political issues, though Gil and Kelly Jo have quietly supported the Romics for years. But behind the scenes, preparations may be underway. Some fans believe the couple may be quietly working with immigration lawyers to secure Lydia's green card, a process that could take months or even years. Faith, family, and the future. The Bates family has always preached a gospel of unwavering faith, and Lydia is no exception. Her posts often include scripture and heartfelt encouragements about trusting God's plan. But even faith doesn't always make the waiting easier. If the worst-case scenario comes true, if Lydia's status becomes tangled in legal delays or outright denial, she and Trace could face decisions no newlywed couple should have to make. Stay and fight, move to Germany temporarily, start over in a new country? None of these answers are easy, but for Lydia, they may soon become unavoidable.